And in this week's lab, we are going to be looking at the freezing point depression of a bunch of different solutions. And we are going to be using the freezing point depression to determine what those solutions are. Now, if you think about it, when they put salt down on the roads up here in Vermont, we're using the freezing point depression of salt water to melt the ice on the roads back into water. And we're going to be using that property to determine what the identity of these unknowns are. So when we up the concentration of salt in water, we are raising the modality of the salt, or the concentration of the salt in the water solution, and we're going to be determining what the molality of these different solutions are, and we're going to be using that to identify what these unknowns are. You're going to be able to choose a couple different unknowns that we are providing. There's going to be some solids, there's going to be some liquids, there's going to be some mystery in this lab. It's going to be pretty fun. It's a pretty simple lab. We're going to kind of ease you back into things. So let's get started. Now, I have been really busy lately. So I am throwing a couple of my work studies under the bus, and I made them do the lab. So let me introduce you guys to Devin and Patricia.
Hi guys, welcome to today's lab, molar mass determination from freezing point depression.
But before we get started, please make sure to put on all your safety wear. Alrighty, now we're ready to get started.
First, you're going to need 2 styrofoam cups. Perfect.
You're going to want to go fill up a beaker with some ice. It should be available in a bucket in the room. If not, you'll have to run out to the hallway and fill up the bucket with some ice.
Then you're going to fill it with 30 milliliters of distilled water, just enough to cover the ice.
It's really important you don't spill any of that because you need to know the exact volume.
Okay, so first you're going to put your 2 styrofoam cups together, and then you're going to place your ice water inside. And then with your stir rod, you're going to stir it for at least 30 seconds. Then you're going to add a cover to your styrofoam cup. And you're going to take your thermometer and put it right in the straw hole.
You're then going to go over and pour out some of your unknown liquid into a beaker. If there's already some in the beaker, use that. It's just really hard to pour into a pre-weighed graduated cylinder from the larger one, but everybody should be pouring from a beaker, not from the larger container. You're then going to weigh that graduated cylinder.
So now, using the ice water mixture we did in part A, we are going to use that same thing inside the beaker here, and we're going to take that unknown liquid and pour it right on in. Just make sure that you get it all inside the beaker, not actually in the styrofoam cups. We now want to mix it for at least 60 seconds. Now that it's all mixed and done for a minute, we put the cover right back on there. And it's now time to record the new temperature.
So then you want to weigh your beaker. Get that weight.
All right, now we want to separate the ice from the remaining solution. So grab the provided colander. Let's take that thermometer out. Let's grab our beaker here. We're just going to separate that right out.
We're then going to repeat the process 2 times. The big difference, though, is we are not going to be adding more unknown. We're just going to be using ice to bring the total volume back up to the 140 line. And like I said, we're going to do that 2 more times to get 2 more data points. So on to part C. Now, in part C, we are going to be using a solid unknown. So you're going to pre-weigh a small 100 milliliter beaker, and you're going to add about 5 grams of your unknown solid. Doesn't have to be super exact, just write down the exact amount. Then you're going to add 30 milliliters of water to the solid total, and you're going to stir it until it is dissolved. Then you are going to, just like you did before, you're going to fill a 150 milliliter beaker to the 100 milliliter mark with ice, and place that beaker into the 2 nested styrofoam cups. And then you are going to add the unknown solid solution into the ice of the 150 milliliter beaker, and being careful not to get any on the side of the cups, and you're going to take your reading. You're going to stir it just like you did before. And you're going to repeat that process 2 more times, just like you did before. And then you're going to strain the ice into a pre-weighed 600 milliliter beaker and reweigh it at the end.